it's not fucking difficult to figure that out, is it?
Well, no, I suppose not. But like, we had no idea what we're going to talk about. So,
That's
oh
irrelevant.
shit, and
We
I haven't
can
even.
talk about
I've started
shit.
streaming. I haven't even changed the name of it. I just thought it would be fun to start
Oh,
streaming.
all right.
While you were having a go at me.
Scheduled it for 10 minutes.
No, it's done. We're online now.
Oh, cheers for letting me know.
I thought it would be the Andy. This is what Andy is really like behind the scenes.
You mean a drunken, abusive fucker?
Yeah, basically.
You fucking piece of shit! I'll kill you! I'll kill you all!
Yeah, exactly. That's like, you're like the super lawn. I must apologise, by the way, as my town is a party town, and there's some kind of concert going on behind me. Wonder if I'll get away with this title. There we go. I've changed the title. No one's. Wait, it's not saying. Oh bollocks! I think I might have streamed on the wrong channel. Hang on. So what the fuck? All right, yeah. I know why I can't see the chat. I'm in my wrong channel. Wow, what a ridiculous start to a fantastic podcast. Hello, everyone. Hi, Daniel.
It says Friday long discussion with Andy and Jimmy.
Oh, shit. Oh, and I've changed that on my other channel to something really weird. Right. Saturday. Right, guys. Tonight we're avoiding Lawn and Teacap as much as we can. Okay, that's what I'm calling it. I've changed it. Right, hello everyone that's coming already. So, what can we talk about today? I have mentioned the bands will be playing behind me, guys. Well, I have some more Robert Hocker news if you would like to know about his latest venture.
Yes, we would.
Yeah, I need to hear it louder than that.
Yes, we would.
Right. Okay. So, according to Robert Hocker, all gold has now been taken and used for financial stabilization. The gold has been taken and used for financial stabilization to go to his company. That's the Global Network Agency, and they've taken $3.5 trillion from the United States gold reserves to purchase land worldwide by a barter payment system for the land. The barter payment consists of paying off the entire global debts of 15 trillion. So Robert Hocker has actually single-handedly solved global debt.
But the thing is, Adam, you seem to be like treating Robert Hocker as a normal human being. Well, not a normal human being, but someone who has the validity.
No, I am joking. He hasn't paid off global debt. He goes on to then say, the land.
That's not how I understand
it. the land will be in.
As I understand it, this guy's legitimate. And he's exposed you for the fucking freak you are.
Well, maybe that's one way of looking at it. I mean, especially with the plans as good as this, because the land he's going to buy with all of this United States gold reserves, that land is going to be in the possession of no one, but it will be regulated by the Global Network Agency for exclusive primitive people and animal living areas.
Animal living areas? Right, would you like to elaborate on that?
Well, what I believe he's planning to do is buy every piece of land that isn't currently owned, and him and his exclusive primitive people, which would probably consist of Avril Lavigne, Britney Spears, and Cher Lloyd, and they would all go and live there alongside the animals, like some kind of fucked up Noah's Ark.
What the fuck? Oh, right, yeah. Avril, have you got some kind of crush on Avril Lavigne, Adam?
Me? No, he talks about it in his writings.
Because I have.
Her. Well, everyone. I mean, I wouldn't mind a pop if she was.
What did you just fucking say?
What?
Are you hearing this, people? Adam's just said he would quite happily pop Avril Lavigne.
Well, not like she's some sort of disgusting balloon. I mean, like, I mean, like, you know, if
You fucking disgusting bastard.
if Avril Lavigne was a delicatessen and she was handing out tickets, I would wait in line. That's all I'm saying.
Not before fucking me, you wouldn't.
Well, yeah, but well, exactly. You're worse than I am. At least I'm polite about ladies. At least I compare ladies to delicatessens.
And what is the comparison between ladies and delicatessens, whatever the fuck that means?
Because everyone's queuing up for a go. Oh.
Are you trying to say that all females are queuing up for a go?
No, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know where this is going.
You sexist
No, I was saying like there would be a big queue for Avril Lavigne.
Have you heard that, gentlemen? Whoever's coming here to advocate the scammer of people, have you heard
the scammer of
Adam,
people? What the fuck? That's not what I am.
Have you heard what Adam has just said? He has just had a go at all women on the planet. This is a guy that's supposed to be of a moral background, isn't that right, Adam?
Yeah, I've got morals. Just saying that Avril Lavigne's a delicatessen, that's all.
And you have, on numerous occasions, said that women are dirty.
Well, that's a quote, though, from one of the best shows ever made.
No, that's something that you believe.
well, yeah, but I mean, men and women, everyone's dirty.
Well, stop trying to dance around the obvious question, if you don't mind.
Wait, what was the question?
There wasn't one. I was trying to kind of, make yourself look bad, really. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I picked up on that and didn't really defend myself. So, anyway.
Adam.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, you sent me the link to the Robert Hockey situation, and I've not had a chance to read it all. So, do you want to tell fantastic listeners, or should I say viewers, or whatever you want to call followers, what the latest was? Because in case you can't tell, guys, I'm pretty drunk. But the point is, it got to a point where you guys were like, you and Robert Hocker were like, it was almost amicable. And then it got to the point where it was like pretty fucking bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that was mostly because the only time, like, he sent me a bunch of messages in a row, and I've only ever normally sent, like, one message replies. But then, like, I sent a reply to one thing which I only skimmed through because he writes so much, and when it's on that Google thing, it's only in the corner of the page. I was like, I can't even bother to read it. So I just kind of sent a generic reply saying, I hope you get help, I hope you sort yourself out. And then one of my good friends read it and pointed out that he had accused me of child molestation, so I came back with a really angry reply after that. That was the only time I'd ever sent him 2 messages in a row. And that's when it started to get very nasty between us, but I didn't like him saying that, even though I had accused him of that. But you can see why I take issue with it, because he said something along the lines of, you would only say that if you were thinking it in your mind. And I was like, well, no, I'm saying it because you've fucking written about it and people have read about it. But it made me angry that he even dared say that.
I mean, obviously people in the chat and the people that listen to what we say can make their own opinions of it, which is what we find enjoyable. But I would quite happily, stand here and say this guy, whoever, we're not sure if he's real, but if he is, he's some kind of twisted person. He's not it's very disturbing, the kind of stuff that he writes.
But
And
it's
we can have a bit of a laugh, can't we? You know, this is the whole point. We don't want to take everything too seriously, but the shit that this guy was writing is like it's beyond anything that you would ever write about. It's like it's fucking disturbing, isn't it, Adam?
it really is. But that's it. I mean, he goes to it on all fronts as well, though. I mean, it's not all just this sexual writings. He's got these absolutely insane like ramblings about his global network agency and his satellites that he sends around the world, and also and how he's invented supercomputers and shit like that. I mean, the guy is like insane in every like he's like a classic insane person.
Would you like to post the
I'll post the link to because I've got it here.
yeah,
I'll post
to
the link
people
to
in
his.
the chat so that people can have a read of it themselves, because we always like to do that so people can make their own opinions.
I'll post the link to his. This is his latest blog post here. There you go, guys. And you can read that. That's about his taking the gold and buying the land for just the exclusive primitive people. Whatever the fuck that means. But from that you can find his like personal blog posts and all that, and his weird like fiction. Well, I hope it's fiction. The really horrible stuff he writes about. But yeah, he is quite a piece of work, to be honest.
And you kind of got a little bit. It's not, you know, you're quite very level-headed, Adam, if you don't mind me saying, but he's pushed your buttons a few times, this guy, hasn't he? So what I'm trying to say is,
well, it was I mean, because he wanted scam baiters to face the death penalty, and he made all these like really kind of. This is what makes me think he's so perverse, is because he made these accusations that were like, oh, due to one of my videos, a lady got gang raped. And I was like, that's just perverse. Just because during the video I made a joke about my brother watching, not gang rape, gang bang porn. But he was the one that turned it into rape in his... And then said I should face the death penalty for something that happened in his mind. So he did wind me up, yeah. I mean, I am quite a petty man, to be honest.
So am I, don't worry about it.
Yeah, but it was then just seeing everything, because it's not like just a troll on YouTube where you get like a few comments and you can either kind of reply, or if it gets too much.
You're right, Karen, I'm drunk, by the way. Sorry, Adam.
That's all right. But it's not like when you get like someone on YouTube that's trolling, because you can just like block them or you can just argue with them. But with Robert Hocker, it's like this whole world I've delved into. It's insane. Like, I can see all of his ramblings, and I can kind of like analyze his mind from seeing all of this stuff, because it's ridiculous. And it's just like, he is literally like what someone would call a tinfoil hat wearer. You know, like he believes in all these such weird stuff, and he's living in such a fantasy land. It's insane.
Yeah, anybody can tolerate that to a degree. It's not nice, but the problem with him was we read a lot of his inner mind workings, if you will, where he fantasized about molesting underage girls. Is that fair to say, Adam?
He didn't outright say that, but he made like comments. Like, he said there was one like blog he had that said many girls 12 and older have found me sexually inviting, and then went on to kind of it was like a darker thing, but it was never like I would, or, you know, I will do that. I would like any horror. It was always written in such a fantastical but twisted way. I mean, I reported him. I told you I reported him to his local police, and the woman seemed to take quite an interest when I spoke to her. But all of his writings still remain there, except for that one, and maybe I just can't find it because I came across it quite randomly before, but except the one that mentions the 12-year-old kids, that seems to have disappeared, that blog post.
Yeah, and you know, it was kind of difficult for us both at the time, not to say that, you know, we're kind of in a situation where we're trying to catch these guys, but with Hocker, it almost appeared. My original thought when we saw him was like, how has this guy not been caught yet? That was my original thought, and I was like thinking, what the fuck is this guy doing running around and saying these terrible things? Because he did advocate, and you're right, Adam, he did have, it wasn't very direct, but anybody that read what he said would, it was like he was almost advocating the rape, well, not rape, but
Oh no, he was.
child molestation. Well, even rape. Yeah, is that not unfair to say?
He wrote all this stuff about rape, but then he also said that the film The Entity, which I believe is like a 1982 film about a ghost that rapes a lady, and he said that film's based on him in one of his other posts, and so it's all like, in a way, he's writing about it almost like he knows it's all in his mind, but still, why would... It's fucking sick that he has those fantasies and has to write about them and put them online.
And to be fair, right, Adam, right, you're not as clever as me. That's obviously the case, right? And you're not as wise as I am. However, we both know there are people that are not as clever as me and you.
Right.
So the point is, there's a lot of people in the world that... unfortunately, no matter how much entertainment, quality entertainment there is in the world, there's always going to be a certain amount of people that are going to cling to things that are not very entertaining just because they think it's funny. In other words, the lawn situation is a brilliant example. It's like me and you, when we first heard about it, we couldn't get enough of it, could we? But yeah, if you look at it in retrospect, there's a lot more productive things that we could have done in our time. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And obviously, we have both been pretty much on the same page, and that's why I consider you my friend, because we're pretty much on the same page as we go along. But when I first heard the lawn calls, fuck me, I couldn't get enough of it. It was so entertaining. And then as it went on, I was like, hang on a minute, it's getting a bit boring. And even now, I'm pretty certain that whoever it was involved in that is going to have a bit of a hole in the situation because they didn't think it'd go this far. Does that make any sense, Adam?
Well, what? Who? The person that was trolling?
Well, no, to just what I've said, really.
Well, can you reiterate it and make it a little bit clearer?
I'll fucking try, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I would appreciate that, thanks.
No, I suppose what I'm saying is, because me and you we've tried our best, and it's my channel, and I suppose what I'm trying to say is, like, where does the entertainment start and finish, and where does our sort of moral impetus sort of start and finish as well? Because me and you have made our opinions quite clear, haven't we? And even within the last fucking, hour or so, we've been sort of pondering whether it was the right or wrong thing to do. And even as I'm saying these words now, I'm not quite sure where I'm going with it, because I'm like, it's come to a head now. It's all over. Lorne has been fucked over yet again by another fake relationship. Is he going to learn from it? No, he isn't, because he isn't that type of character. But yet we've affected a guy's life, and it's affected not just him, but his family, his mother, his brother. It's like, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The thing is, to be honest, with the whole Lorne thing, if I hadn't come across this community, I wouldn't know about it. So I'm just looking at it as an outsider, if new material comes out, I'll be like, yeah, wicked, I'll have a listen to that. But I'm not going to be involved with anything directly anymore.
But let's look at it now as it stands, because me and you are not directly involved in it, and that's not us trying to, shake responsibility, because we'll, at the end of the day, what I will say is that my channel, a lot of people like what I talk about in my videos, so I cannot stand here and say it's got nothing to do with me because I've advocated it, but I'm doing a lot of videos about Lorne and I find him fascinating. I will always find Lorne fascinating. So, where's the line drawn? In other words, I will continue to make videos about Lorne, and Lorne personally has mentioned me personally in a lot of videos. Well, not a lot of videos, but in things that he has done. So, where's the line drawn about what I should do and where I should draw the line and stop talking about it? Do you understand what I mean, Adam?
Yeah, to an extent, I think you're taking a bit too much responsibility there, because I think you're feeling guilty for what's actually gone on that's directly affected him. And the thing is, like, anyone can make a commentary video on Lorne. You're not the only person that does it. Lots of people do. And he's an interesting subject. But what's kind of divided everyone at the moment is whether or not the trolling of him has been correct. But like I said, for me, I've kind of given up thinking about it even now. Like, there's more important things going on in life outside of that. But if people want to do it and want to put the phone calls online, then I'll happily listen to them.
But at the time, it was very interesting, wasn't it? I mean, we couldn't wait to hear the next fucking Laura Ramona calls, could we? You can't wash your hands of it. Well, I mean, I don't mean you can't wash your hands of it from a moral perspective, because I think our involvement was minimal. But what I mean is, I think it's fair to say that me and you both enjoyed it as much as each other. In that, when we heard that call for the first time, that 3.5 hours, some of the most entertaining things I've ever listened to, and that's just from my personal perspective. I don't know what you think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wouldn't swap listening to those calls. So, to be honest, looking back now, like, if people want to do that, like, I might not agree with everything, but I'm not going to go to the effort of doing that or go to the effort of stopping it.
And, I mean, how ridiculously entertaining was it? Let's put the sort of...
Some of the calls were absolute masterpieces, no doubt.
No, I mean, as far as, like, the Lorne community goes, some of the things that have happened are pretty much up there with the best things we've ever heard. I mean, would you agree with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it did completely refresh Lorneography. I mean, people now in a few months will be able to look back at all these new material and make more of that as well.
But does that kind of, if we're going back to the original thing of what I wanted to talk about, which is fine, does Lorne deserve that? Or does anybody in his position deserve that?
My personal overall opinion is it's not down to you or I to dish out justice or punishment to anyone.
It's funny though.
But it is funny. Yeah, certainly. Lots of trolling is funny though. I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched the Jesus Hotline guys, and what was brilliant about that is the two guys doing it were the ones trolling, and so many people thought that they were trolling them. They thought it was a real show, and they were just phoning in to be abusive. But it was the two guys who made it were actual trolls themselves. But that's a brilliant way of trolling without anyone coming to any real harm, because it's just short, sharp phone calls and stuff, isn't it? This is,
of course.
But trolling is an art, and this is definitely, you know, a piece you would have to add in there to the great
No, but
world.
I'd like to pick you up on something actually, Adam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and expose my best friend in the world actually at this point. So, well, maybe not in the world, but
Wait, do you mean me?
Sorry?
Do you mean me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, how nice is that? Did you hear that, everyone? But now you're going to expose me, so that's not very
I'm
nice.
gonna expose you.
Right, okay.
So, we did a video on Russell Williams, right?
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah. What, today?
Well, it was the one that we did today.
Yeah.
So, the sort of conclusion that you drew were, and which is something I'm never gonna, you know, it's not up to me to decide on whether it was right or wrong. But the point was, Adam, being the low life piece of shit that he was, said that that horrible rapist murderer Russell Williams deserved everything they got. So, in other words, if he was to be tortured and raped for the rest of his life, it would be fair game.
Yeah.
Which obviously, as a human, to watch that guy, how could you not think that? But the reason I wanted to ask you that question, Adam, is because with Lorne Armstrong, and it's an important comparison. Do you not think so? Are you saying that Russell Williams deserved eternal torture, but Lorne doesn't? Because Lorne tried to molest a young girl, and there's a lot of strong feelings in the community towards that, which we totally understand, and we try our best to be respectful. And it's not always possible because there's people in the community that have been personally affected by such matters, and it's not always possible to go down that road. But the point is, can you always be respectful? Do you understand what I'm saying, Adam?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But the thing with Russell Williams is he did commit with Lorne. All right, the girl was underage, but he wasn't what you would call a monster, was he?
No.
Whereas Russell Williams is an absolute monster. Like, if he got raped up the arse with broken glass bottles for the rest of his life, it would be the least he deserved.
So the point I'm trying to make, Adam, is from what you've said from your perspective, if Russell Williams got fucking raped up the fucking whatever for the rest of his life, it'd be justified because of what he tried to do. But with Lorne, it was like attempted. So we're never going to know exactly. We know what he was going to do. Everybody knows that. But the point was, you can never know for certain. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is, there's kind of a lot worse people around the Lorne. And I'm not trying to stick up for him. And, you know, what everybody listens to this says, that's fair enough. But I suppose I'm trying to say what the kind of, I see the perspective of the truth is really. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think Lorne deserves as severe a punishment, of course, as Russell Williams, because Russell Williams did take lives. That's kind of the overall main moral topic with the thing, isn't it? Like, because Lorne is a cunt for trying to groom and molest a little kid, but he wasn't going out raping and slaughtering people.
But this is where a few people in the community kind of disagree. Some people think he would have forced himself on people. And obviously, we don't know the answers to that. We're speculating. And what we want to do, I hope I speak for you as well, Adam, is that we want to point out how bad these people are, but at the same time, we want to have a little bit of a laugh and a bit of fun. And that's the reason we do these videos. But at the same time, there's a very serious matter we're talking about. So we've got to be kind of careful, really, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely.
But at the same point of view, there's not that many people within this community that I've come across that are like, genuine sufferers of abuse that we're talking about. Lorne is, from what I believe, is quite a petty character, really. He doesn't cause any genuine harm to people. He's just a fucking pathetic character that's a pervert, and he's very, as far as I'm concerned, very worthy of study. I mean, would you agree with that, Adam?
Yeah, absolutely. He is just a idiot mostly.
An idiot. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah. So let's should we try and move away from Lorne?
I totally agree.
So well, I don't know what else we could talk about. What have you caught up on Black Mirror yet?
I watched the episode where it was, I can't remember what it was called, where it was like the video game.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a cool episode. It's not one of the most thought-provoking, but it's good.
I didn't really enjoy it. I was kind of gripped in the episode, but I was kind of thinking where it was going to go. I wasn't kind of that interested in what was going on, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It's been a while since I watched that episode, but I think I've watched them all twice now, and I think I enjoyed it the second time I watched it more. I think there was more to it, but also because it's kind of like it's got a guy that's sort of represents. I think it's Miyamoto, who's like this.
Yeah.
But he's like a guy in real life. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It was a Japanese game designer.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Good. Well, that's not one of the most, because that's just kind of video game scaring ones. The next couple in season 3 are insanely good.
Yeah, and for anybody that's listening now that hasn't heard what we're talking about, please watch Black Mirror. It's, in my opinion, it's up there with Breaking Bad as one of the best TV shows ever made. And as much as I've told Adam to watch it, he won't watch Breaking Bad and he won't watch Black Mirror.
I told Andy about both of those shows.
So if you can tweet the motherfucker or tell him what the decent programs are, he will not have it. Just please
Breaking Bad you had watched before we met.
What the fucking decent programs are. And he'll try and con you and think that he's made me watch it, but please believe me, that's not the case.
Andy doesn't watch anything good unless it's Star Wars normally.
No, I watch Star Trek as well, actually.
Okay, exactly. You just watch all the geeky, gay stuff.
Why is it gay?
Do you watch Doctor Who?
Why ask him?
Do you watch Doctor Who?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you're a gay.
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 Have you heard that, guys? You've had confirmation. Adam is gay.
I'm not the one watching Doctor Who. I'm not the one waving.
I haven't watched Doctor Who since 2 days ago.
Exactly. You're the one waving your fucking sonic screwdriver around. Going, oh, come on, boys, have a go on my sonic screwdriver.
Oh, you freak.
This has just descended into indecency.
Complete chaos.
Yeah, well, Andy basically is holding me.
And you're fucking blaming me?
Yeah,
how has that happened?
That's why I started the stream when I did, because they've heard you. They all heard you at the beginning, fucking shouting at me, saying, "Get the cunting stream started, you fuckface."
Come on, you gotta give me a break. I'm gonna have a beer sometime.
But yeah, basically, Andy's holding me at ransom to stream at his will every single night, and then when we've got nothing to talk about, he shouts at me. So,
sorry about that. Anyway, it's your fucking channel, so you end it.
Yeah, sure. I think maybe it's time to end it. Cause have we got anything? Is there anything else on your mind, Andy?
Loads of things.
Right, well, get them off. Throw them out there. Let's have them mind field.
Minefield?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever, no?
To be very, no, I was astonished that you can't come up with something so like pretty intelligent. I'm still trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Well, I was thinking, like you have a minefield that's full of bombs, but if you have a minefield where you throw your ideas out into the center and we explode upon them.
That even as you said that, I'm still figuring it out. But I appreciate the kind of things that you're saying. But well, I kind of do. But yeah, I've got loads of things to talk about. Politics is one. And I never thought I'd figure that out. It's like, what's going on in the world? Like, why? No, I'm not even going to go down that route. Can I just give an example to the people that are listening, right? I went to my friend's saloon. Is it saloon or salon?
I don't know. Was it hairdressing or beer?
Beer.
Then it's a saloon.
Saloon, right. So my American friends, basically they call it a saloon. I call it a pub.
Right. So you went to the pub.
So, in other words, Moses Lack and Marge Simpson opened a British pub. That's what they called it. What are you looking at me like that for?
I'm just wondering where you met Moses Lack and Marge Simpson.
Well, if you'd fucking listen, I'll tell you.
I'm waiting. I was waiting patiently. Then you started having a go at me for looking at you funny.
That's because you didn't explain yourself very well.
I'm just waiting to hear the rest of this saloon story. So you got a beer and you got your hair permed.
So right, okay, so. What?
No, I was literally had to cough. I wasn't just trying to put you off.
You're taking the piss now, aren't you?
No, go on. So
ooh la la, Mr. Frenchman. Is that what it's all fucking about? Just because I'm not a posh.
Garage. Right, come on, Andy. Spit it out.
Well, I can't remember what my train of thought was then. You're going to have to remind me.
I don't know. You had some American friends called Marge Simpson and Moses Lack, and they moved into a saloon.
Well, I've got some American friends, but they're not called Marge Simpson and Moses Lack.
That's what you said their names were.
It might be the case, but bugger, I'm struggling now. This is your fault, you know. It's fucking your fault. I had it all planned out until you started gassing.
Right, I was just letting you get on with the story, and then you started shouting at me for fucking looking at you. I'm meant to be controlling this. This is meant to be my stream.
It's like that, is it? You're fucking coming up with excuses. Listen, it's still your fault.
Nothing's my fault. Nothing's ever been.
It's fucking your fault. Just because you play FIFA and talk shite doesn't mean it's not your fault.
Well, now you're just getting personal. Now, why are you bringing FIFA into this?
Of course I've got to get personal.
Well, you know.
You do play a lot of FIFA and talk shite, so, you know.
Yeah, I do. That's one of my
exactly.
fortes.
So, come on, give me a break.
Anyway, so what happened to your American friends? They moved into a bar. Is that...
No, but I can't remember the story I was saying.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, come on, what else is in the mind field?
So, how about that local sports team?
What's that, the boys under 14?
How about that local sports team?
What the fuck is this?
Fucking hell, guys, I'm sorry. I can't believe you. I hope you find this entertainment. Listen, me and Adam had a full programme sorted out until he got drunk. It's not my fault. Don't blame me.
Did we have a full program? Basically, I said I would talk a bit about Robert Hocker, and you went, "No, don't worry, I've got the rest handled." And then look what's happened.
I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, that's like super good version of Andy that lives in my mind, and now I've just got drunken Andy. You're like, yeah, come on, Andy, you are.
Yeah,
the street.
that's right. Because I've never done a video where you've been pissed before, have I?
No, I'm fine when I'm drunk. It's just when I'm really high and I'm like, oh,
Well, not only have I done videos where you've been drunk before, I've done videos where you've been fucking high as a fucking kite before. So you can fuck yourself.
Yeah, I actually just said that before you then launched into your tirade.
Well.
Sorry?
I said you should fucking think you should as well.
I thought you said I fingered your mum as well. I was like, what?
What the fuck? What the fuck is going through that brain of yours, man? Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I don't know. It's the sort of thing you would say. just to get on my nerves.
What the fuck?
You've ruined my videos and I fingered your mum.
Right. Okay. I'm right. We're gonna have to fucking end it there.
Yeah, I think that's for the best. I think. Sorry, guys. It was just a chat. You got a bit of lawn stuff in the middle. Don't be too upset.
Only if you're long.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this insane ramblings of two madmen.
Insane? It's a fucking totally legitimate fucking talk. What are you talking about?
It's not. It's about legitimate as a Mexican cartel. Right.
That's legitimate.
All right, guys. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining me, Andy.
Yeah,
it's your stream, so you should say goodbye.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, you forced me here at
fuck off.
gunpoint. All right, night, everyone. Bye.